right, guys. Last up, Joey Diaz borrows a car and it catches fire. Yeah, so a bunch of people have been requesting Joey Diaz stories specifically. So let's get this, and we'll call it a night after this.
By 94, there was nowhere. I tried to get a job. I would get jobs at different car lots just for the advance. I would tell them I could speak Spanish and I could sell 15 cars a month, call anybody in town. But I need a car and I need a nickel up front. They'd give me a car, and that's how I go to the gigs. Judy Brown, I still remember going to one of Judy Brown's gigs and the car blew up and I just left it there. I just took like a bus into town and left the car. The dealership called me 3 days later. Where's our car? What's in fucking Vale? What the fuck is it doing up in Vale? Bro, I was killing dealerships. Killing dealerships. Killing dealerships. There's a guy that's still my friend that lives in Pismo Beach. And me and him got into a conversation about this about a year ago. He goes, when you worked with me at that Jeep store, you were a nightmare. What the fuck were you doing? I was just taking a car at night. Like whatever I wanted, I would just take a new car. And then I went to work for used car dealers. After the new cars wouldn't hire me no more as an open micer, because I could speak Spanish. So they had to put me. I go in there and put them together. Listen, do me a favor. Give me 15 up front. Give me a car. And I'll even shoot the commercials for you. Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos Toyota. Dog. I think I shot one commercial for one of those guys. They had the whole camera crew out there. Llámame ahora, José Díaz. 303-752.
That's great, man. I could just imagine him in a makeshift commercial for a used car dealership. You know what I mean? He makes a good point. You know what I mean? Like he's already selling. He sold himself to me right there. Like I would have hired him.
Yeah, like this is not the first story I've heard from him where I'm like, he's a genius, like a comedic genius, yes, but like some of the ways he got to where he is today, like you
It's
gotta do
hilarious.
what you gotta do. But he came up with some scams, straight up scams.
It's hilarious.
I believe him too,
Yeah,
100%,
no. It's
110%.
it's hilarious him laughing, thinking about it, and then he gives us a little taste of like how he was doing the commercial and shit. This is
I
gold,
love
man.
it.
So people would come down there looking for me from Telemundo. I never lasted. I quit all the time. I quit every fucking job.
Oh my God.
I would just go take the job just to have it. Then one day I took a car from a used car dealership. I knew the girl. I had an affair with the girl. And she called me up one day. She's like, Joey, these guys, they'll pay you anything to come work up here. They're looking for a Spanish guy. That was my last car job business. I go, her name is Lori. I go, put them together, get me 2,500 a demo. She goes, I'll call you back in a little while. She called back. She goes, they'll give you 2,500 a demo. You got to work ding to ding. That means all day, 4 days straight, and then 2 days off, whatever. I go, all right. I went there. They go, pick a car. The first fucking car. That's when I was mush. See, he doesn't understand that I could call him mush because I used to be mush. At that time,
Yeah.
everything I touched turned to shit. Every car, everything I touched. Whatever I touched blew up. If I bet a team, even if the other team didn't show up, I'd find a way to lose. It was terrible. I know mush because I live mush. So I had a gig in like fucking Wyoming. You can't write this shit. There's like a foot of snow coming down, so I didn't want the snow to settle. So I left after the gig. At this time, I'm doing 35, 40. Like
What car did you take?
one of their cars off the used car lot.
Yeah.
We're driving back, and I hear like boom, boom, boom. I'm like in Greeley, and I hear like boom, boom, boom. Something's wrong with the car. And I'm like, man, it's getting hot. I'm by myself. I'm like, man, this is getting hot in this car. And all of a sudden, I'm smelling like fire. I'm like, come on. And sure enough, I pull over, bro. And something was on fire under the hood. I just took my suitcase. I started walking. And within 10 minutes, I hear like boom, something. And you can see like the flames in the car. I just walked away from it. That's the second time that happened to me in my life. Where a car I was driving just lit in flames. You know, people think like I call them, you know, I lived it. Tell them about the car I had in Seattle. Tell them about the car I had. No. Yeah.
I could just see him like walking away from the car, like grabbing his suitcase. The way he tells the story, I can really visualize it. You know what I mean? It's like I could see him grabbing a suitcase and walking away, and the explosion happening in the background, like in a movie. You know?
If no F's given was a person, Joey Diaz is that person.
He even said it right before he said that little segment. He said, "You can't even write this shit."
The car I had in Seattle, when I first moved to Seattle, the last month I had that car, I was driving it without, not a bumper, but what's the side panel?
That covered the wheels.
Yeah.
Without the,
It was all. That was my, I
I
paid $800 for that car. That was the best car I ever had in my life. Why do I know? Because I put that car through commando tactics. I drove from Denver to Baltimore in that car, easy 15 times.
Do you still drive the way you used to drive?
Yes. What do you mean?
Just like you used to beat the shit out of your cars.
Yes and no. I'm a horrible person with.
That was Josh Wolf. We gotta get Josh Wolf on the show. Maybe someone gave me a request too. I don't know. I gotta look into it. But Josh Wolf is hilarious. Yeah, Denver to Baltimore 15 times. I wonder what he was doing. Sounds sketchy, right?
Comedy shows.
Right.
Cars because, and that's why I don't buy a Cadillac.
Yeah.
That's why. That's why I won't buy a BMW. Because I've lit cars on fire. Nobody has had worse luck with cars than Uncle Joey. I was the original mush. I still remember being 18 and delivering electronic parts and shit for a company. And I went somewhere where I wasn't supposed to be. And the guy would always say to me, "How come it always takes you longer than everybody else?" And I would always have some story. Do you know that one day in 1983 in the snow in Jersey, I was making a delivery for this fucking guy? This could only happen to me. There's electrical poles and there's like little wires on the bottom.
Yeah.
So this is the pole and there's usually like these steel beams. One day I was going in reverse in the snow and the back of the wheel well caught that beam. And I'm up there. I'm a fucking gorilla, guys. I'm not built for that shit. I'm like, finally, I'm like, fuck. And I get out of the car and I go look. I'm like, fuck this. I'm like, how can this happen to me? And at that time, there was like he had like a thing, like a CB. And he's like, Diaz. He's like, Diaz. Come in, where are you? And I'm like, I'll be right there. I'm 2 blocks away. And I'm looking at this thing. It's on 89th Street in North Bergen. It's like a side street behind. I used to live in that rocket ship in that park. It was right there. It was on the corner there. And I went to visit a friend and I went up that hill for some fucking reason. And something happened and I went to back up and I got caught on that thing. And you know me, I'm like, how am I going to get out of this? I'm like, fuck this. I get back in the fucking car. And I just start, I got the car in like fucking drive 2. Like in those days, they had drive 2, drive 1. I had that motherfucking 2. And I'm like, and all of a sudden I'm like, fuck. So I had to go across the street. I took a bucket and I got sand from the playground.
Yeah.
This is how crazy I was. Like I pushed the fucking snow. I got sand from the playground. I'm walking back. The car's still on. And you hear, Diaz, come in. Come in. I'm like, go fuck yourself. I put the fucking sand on the snow. I swear to God, dog. I'm pushed.
You know where you were mush? You remember when we were catering and you lit those trash cans on fire.
Dog, I lit more things.
And you were like, go.
Go. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. Go. I'm not sitting around cleaning shit. So, Joshua, I'm stepping on this thing, and I'm like, and the car, and also I'm looking behind, there's like little flames coming out of the tires. It's like sparks. And all of a sudden you just hear, the thing started, the metal started moving, and the electrical pole started going back and forth. I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna go. I gotta get out of here. So I put it on like D1. I'm like, and all of a sudden you're like, the thing is gonna fall, it's gonna fall. Dog, I drove so hard, the back of the van came off, and I just said, fuck it, leave it. And Diaz, where are you? Diaz, where are you? I'm coming back. I pull up like nothing. He's out there waiting for me with a new delivery. The back of the van is gone. I'm wide open. I'm freezing to death because there's no doors. It just took that whole piece off with the bumper and the tire thing.
God.
The whole thing came off. I remember pulling up, and he's a little Arab guy. His name, what the fuck was his name?
Oh man, this reminds me of a story my mom or my parents told me. One of their friends who was like frequently like in trouble. He was in court, and the judge was asking him like if he had been in any trouble recently or anything like that, and he voluntarily told him that he was pumping his gas and took off with the gas pump still in his car and ripped it out. I just thought that was hilarious. You know, it kind of reminds me of, you know, just this guy, you know, I'm not going to say his name or anything, but yeah, he was always doing something. He was always it's like, you know, they say trouble, I don't find trouble, trouble finds me, but like, it's
These people
like,
exist.
yeah, exactly. You know, you always find one of them, and they are always finding their way into trouble somehow. You know, mush is what he says.
And we used to torture him. He's still there.
God.
He's still there at Boulevard Hardware. He's still there. George something. And he was Arab. And we used to, and the kid who got me the job there, the father worked there, Babu, something like that. And he had a sister who was half a freak. And his name was George. His name was George Murad. So we used to call him George Murad in the Bahamas. He was a coke fiend. He'd lose his mind. A couple times I'd bring him coke and he'd go crazy. He'd leave in the afternoon. You run the place for me. I think I lasted 3 months there. And even with the torn van, you know, that's how I took my first pinch when I was working at Boulevard Hardware.
He didn't fire you after the van?
No, I blame it on, you know me, dog. Yeah. I could talk anybody into anything. I talked them into like, what are you talking about? The back of the van, where is it? They said that was my favorite van. You told me to go to Newark. I don't know what happened. He goes, Newark? When did you go to Newark? I'm like, last week, remember? I never went to Newark in that fucking thing. I would never go to fucking Newark. That happened to me, no, bro, the whole back of the van.
Oh, my God.
I went back there that night. I just took the back. Me and my buddies like took it and pushed it onto the people's property. Like the people, they must have flipped when they woke up and saw the back of the van. It was one of those vans like that you fucking actually rape people in. Like it had the bed in the back.
You mean he was no windows? And all
yeah,
that?
he was a filthy fucking savage. No, but it was customized.
Oh, like
it was like an extra van he had because he was so busy with deliveries, delivering wood and nails and all this shit. So he's like, you're gonna have to drive that van. So I used to fucking steal shit from him. Like he used to have those Makita drills.
There goes Joey again, just giving out the information.
Incriminating himself, you mean? Somebody's like, small claims court. It is, Joey. Thank you.
Maybe one of these days he'll learn. All right, let's jump right in. We got like a minute left.
Makita saws and shit, and I would steal him every delivery. Like he would go stock this job. So I would take a piece of paper down and there'd be like a pallet And if it called for two Makitas, I put 6 on there. And I would take him right to my little junkie buddy, Bonehead, and he'd buy him for me, give me a kick, come by the house later, I'll take care of you.
Man,
Yeah, hilarious.
I wonder if you added up all the shit you stolen in your life,
Oh,
Millions.
how much that would be.
It's crazy.
Yeah, Joey, don't divulge that information. Don't put a
Great,
number on
great
it.
stories, but yeah.
No,
He's like
hilarious.
really recalling these people's names too. He's like, yeah, it was that guy.
Exactly. This
No.
guy's if this guy watches it, he's gonna try to sue him for it.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I stole this from him.
Right. He's like, I even have video evidence right here saying that he did. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. It's been a wonderful night. Again, every once in a while we'll have a Presto's Festo. It's just a huge celebration, of all of our channels and all of you guys giving us all these requests, Thanks again.
All right, guys, sweet dreams.
Peace out, guys.